When I had bangs, this was my go-to. You dab a little, immediately it looks like you have much fuller, thicker hair.
Hello, welcome back. We're gonna end the year on a hair care video. And I was just saying, I feel like this year was really the year of hair care for me, and it all really started when I went back to Australia, went to Japan and came back. It was like revolutionary, like discovering all these different innovations and formulas, but also tackling hair loss and dandruff. So I think this year was when, like, for me, I was able to get over it and really start enjoying products. Ro, what's your routine been like? Because majority of the year
I was pregnant. Yeah, so I think this year was not as exploratorious, adventurous for me because there's just limitations of what you can and can't use when you are pregnant, even when it comes to your scalp. I really thought the beginning of the year, it's like, if I can just make my hair feel a bit smoother and like get it to look a bit shinier, then I will be happy. And I can proudly say we figured it out.
Your hair is always like styled to perfection. Everyone is always asking, like even on the team, like how does Ro curl her hair? And just for people who don't know, maybe just to start us off on like kind of like skincare, what's your hair type?
My hair type is definitely more on the frizzy, dry, unruly side. It is a little wavy. In the middle, it's like frizzy, and then the top, it's smooth. So it's like multi-terrains. It's like there's microclimates on my head.
And it's super thick. Her hair is so thick.
But then it's starting to thin out. So then that is something that I'm very interested to hear you talk more about in terms of hair loss. And my scalp, I think very similar to my face, is so dry that it overcorrects itself with oil production.
Oh, okay. So on the other end of the spectrum is my hair, which is straight. It's like thin to medium, and I want volume, which is what she has in spades, and it's generally just flat. Oh, and it's dandruff prone and oily. So yes, I'm like kind of completely on the opposite end. So you will find something within this video that will hopefully help treat any kind of problem you have. So we're gonna talk about styling, scalp care, hair care, and how to tame your locks. So let's get started with miscellaneous.
Woo! It's a very broad category, but this is very fun. Okay, so the very first thing I want to talk about to fake having fuller hair in literally 2 seconds is this Etude House Pang Pang hair shadow. So this is something that I feel like has gone viral. It has a little puff at the bottom. You open the top, and of course you try to find this in the shade that your hair is in. You dab a little, and then you just work this in to your hairline, and then immediately it looks like you have much fuller, thicker hair. And not only can you do it on your hairline, you can also do it on this part.
Oh my gosh, as you're doing that, I'm like, Ro, you don't even need this because your hair is so thick, but I understand. Oh my gosh. Because when you flipped it up like this, guys, look at this. Look at my like baby hair compared to Rose. Rose is like completely full. This is like truly a game changer.
And it's like instantly, you instantly can have it filled. Yes.
I really love using this one when the hair is up. I think it's like super like hack. On Amazon, they don't actually sell this one. So we got this one on, did you get it on YesStyle?
I think so,
right?
Yeah.
On Amazon, there's another brand if you want to get it like quicker, and they have a bunch of shades as well, but it's essentially the same thing. It's like eyeshadow for your scalp. My miscellaneous is this little guysy. Like every girl needs this, I feel like, and it smells really good. I have never heard of this brand before, Diane, but it's the May Gummy Stick. This is like a mascara for your flyaways. So anyone who's had bangs, anyone who has baby hair that's uncontrollable, all it is this big mascara brush, which is a little bit more fine than a mascara brush and longer, and you just stroke it over. You see how like there's little to no flyaways? It's because of this, and you can just put it in your bag. I've used this all year, restocked on it. We're trying to get this on the shop as well because it's just like every girl needs this. And then I also use it like around these bangs, even have like long ones, just to keep the frizz away. So not only is it for flyaways, it's for frizz. Have you used this?
Yes, when I had bangs, this was my go-to, like I had to have it. So I kind of just grab really thin pieces and I like specifically focus on the roots, because you know how like the last thing you want when you have bangs is for it to like fly up, and then I spray it down with like a soft but firm hold spray to like really get the K-pop, the K-pop idol, like the Lisa bangs that don't move.
Yes. You might think that all those celebrities, they're just like naturally like that. No, every piece of their hair and face has been fixed, my friends.
Yes.
And it's things like this. So grab one of those. Yay!
I can talk about the curling wand that I use.
Yeah, show us your curling wand. Show us how you get your perfect waves.
Okay, so the curling wand that I've talked about on this channel forever, and I've also used forever, is the T3. Pretty sure it's a 1-inch barrel. I'm looking at it right now. It's like, do I want to get it? Oh my God, getting up right now is so hard, but okay, we'll go get it.
It's okay, you can get it later.
Okay, I'll go get it later. What I do is I just curl out. Like everything, I just curl out in one direction. Like grab a section. My hair's cut in a way where like the top part, you just want to do a C curve to kind of frame your face. And then the bottom part, I just curl it out. And then I try to kind of leave it like this, and then so it's like a nice beachy wave. And I essentially use it as a straightening thing for the top. Like I'll curl like this and then just kind of twist at the bottom, so it helps with the frizz on the top, and then it helps give it a little shape at the bottom.
Shout out to T3, because you've been using that thing for like 10 years.
Yeah, and it still works.
Honestly, I feel like tools are an investment, but it's so worth it. Like the Dyson, I cannot ever go back to any other hairdryer, right? It's just like, if you blow dry your hair, use that.
Speaking of the Dyson, I got the new one and I can't wait to try it out, and then we'll talk about it on this channel. It's the one that can detect, it's like made for scalp health, and it can detect how close it is to your like actual hair and scalp. So it'll change the temperature depending on how close it is.
Ooh. Okay, should we go to the shower now?
Let's go in the shower, inside the shower.
Cleansing for the hair, very important.
Yes. Give us the lowdown, Fel.
Oh man, guys, shampoo is my passion. I don't know if you're ready for this. Okay, but first, I talked about this. Yes, I need you to buy this right now. It's the Fukumen cleansing gel, and it's a pre-cleansing gel that you use before your shampoo, and it's specifically designed, I haven't seen it anywhere else except for YesStyle, and it's this liquidy gel that you kind of just like directly put into your scalp. You massage it. It smells so, so good. It's like subtly sweet. Work it in for a little bit, wash it off. And what it does is really help, you know, like smelly scalp buildup, oil buildup, and just like everything that clogs your hair follicle that could be causing inflammation. It's designed for that. And when I used this the first time, I realized afterwards that I didn't even have to double cleanse. It was almost like my first cleanse in really like cleansing that scalp in the most gentle way.
Slightly minty, and it feels so good. It smells so good.
We've always been talking about double cleanse, especially if you have like any sort of dandruff, like seborrheic dermatitis, or you have oily scalp. You really want to cleanse thoroughly, but using gentle things that also nourish the scalp skin. So this replaced my first cleanse of a shampoo, and then I would just have to go in with any of the shampoos that I'm going to talk about next. I'm out of this, but I've already like ordered 3 more. And you know that area that really smells on your scalp? Just helps to control it, and I feel like it was fresher for longer, so I feel like everyone try this.
Sounds like a dream, actually.
It truly is a dream. I have 4 shampoos and they're all for different things, so I want you to start first.
Okay, mine is very simple and very easy. So I've gone through 3 different shampoos throughout my pregnancy. The first one is the Aromatica Rosemary shampoo that I started using when I went over to Fel's place, and it was amazing. I think even like before getting pregnant, my scalp just started getting super oily, and I think that did a really good job of kind of controlling the oil balance.
I remember you saying, like, because she washed her hair at mine, did her everything shower, and then went back to LA, and she's like, I still haven't washed my hair, and it's been like 4 or 5 days and it doesn't smell. And I was like,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. But it's also one of those ingredients that if you Google it, Google may say that it's something that you shouldn't use during pregnancy, but Aromatica did say most of their products are pregnancy safe. And the last thing that I landed on that I've been using for the past couple of months is back to the Olaplex, the No. 4 Bond Maintenance Shampoo. This is, I think, just like a classic shampoo to really help with like coating your hair and making sure it's like nice and smooth and like doesn't frizz. For my goal of this year of like, I want less frizzy, more shiny hair that is easier to manage without me having to do much. This is great. Different season in your life, you want your shampoo to do different things. This, despite it being on the cleaner side, it still froths and like foams. So it feels nice. And so I think it still does a good job of cleaning my scalp, but also like strengthening my locks. So this bottle is $30, and I think the main benefit really is to help repair damaged hair or help nourish easily like fragile hair, whether it is through coloring, whether it is through heat, whether it's just through like chemical processing or anything like that.
Nice.
All right, I'm excited for Fel's TED Talk on shampoos. I actually am.
Gosh. Okay. I hope you can try some of these because like honestly, I could die happy. Hold on. I bought a restock of one.
So the reason why I'm super excited about all of Fel's discoveries is because I'm mentally preparing for postpartum hair loss. So
you're right. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
Like I hope it's not bad. Like I don't know on a scale of like how it affects different women, but that would be super interesting. So there's 4. These are like my ride or die shampoos. Whether you have dandruff, inflammation, itchy scalp, dry scalp, all of these can resolve that problem. It just depends on what texture you like and how fragranced you like it and what specific ingredients that you specifically are looking for. So it's basically like skincare, right? Because the scalp is skin on your head. I'm gonna start with this one because it's actually quite well known in Korea. This is the Dr. For Hair Collagen Original Shampoo. So this one is probably the most medicated out of all of them because it's got zinc pyrithione. And zinc pyrithione is like one of those drugstore ingredients that are known to help with shedding, inflammation, itchiness, all of that. So if you guys have struggled with dandruff, you would have heard about and I suggested this for my sister to use because she had mad dandruff.
Okay, so my sister showed me this picture of her dandruff and literally I was shocked to the high heavens and I was like, oh my god, I need to go and get her a shampoo to fix this ASAP. And what did I get?
This.
And what did it do?
Honestly, it changed my entire life. You don't understand. I've been suffering from really bad dandruff and it's like fat.
Really bad.
It's fat pieces, but it's also many pieces.
And it was like oozing stuff and it was
Yeah.
super itchy and it was really dry. And I was like, oh my god, you have to get this.
And it fixed it right up. But the thing is that gets really, really drying. Like it will strip everything from your scalp and then you kind of use it like 1 to 2 times a week. But this one is so moisturizing. This does everything that a medicated shampoo does. On top of that, it helps with hair thinning. It's got panthenol, a bit of salicylic acid, and a complex that also has biotin and ceramides. So like these are the most like well-studied ingredients for restoring thin hair that falls out. The texture out of all of them is creamy. So I feel like this really works when your hair, you know, in the winter, the scalp gets dry, it gets flaky, it becomes like puff pastry. It's just like flaking everywhere for like no reason. This is the creamiest formula of the bunch. So I suggest it for people who want nourishing, who have dry scalp, and who also have thinning hair that also have dandruff.
it's so interesting that like hair care products, it's like very similar to skincare products because the ingredient you're talking about that your sister used that's really drying reminds me of Accutane. So then similar to our scalp, like this is something that's the gentle but like effective version of a more intense thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like they just know how to cuddle the skin while being really effective. Now moving on to this one. This is like cool girl, but she still works. She's like smart cool girl. I don't know. So this is the Labo H Pear & Freesia. It's also really well known and popular shampoo in Korea. Like they sell it in Olive Young. But this one, why I say it's like the cool girl version is because Pear & Freesia, if you're into perfume, is
Joe Malone.
the Joe Malone. Like, I don't know if they like encroach
Collabed.
upon copyright or anything, but the smell, like it gives you the sensorial experience that you don't get with like medicated shampoos, but it still has all the ingredients that help you build up your scalp. It still has biotin, but it's also got vitamin E and green tea. It's like an aesthetic shampoo that also leaves my hair smelling so perfumed and so nice. It's just gorgeous. It's like you walk by and like heads turn type of thing. Like, you know, those flowers come up like if it was an ad. You would think fragrance, oh, fragrance, stripping, drying. This is so light and it leaves my hair so fluffy and fresh. And you know, when it's really well cleansed, you actually naturally get volume again. It's like when our hair is flat, it's because the follicles have so much dead skin and sebum that's just like flattening it from the root. But when you properly wash it, it's like vibrant and spring flowers like from the winter. Love her! Next is this one. This is more of a recent addition, but like literally it was love at first sight. So Dr. Surical, I've been using for many years now because they have the most underrated, it's also a Korean brand, they have the most underrated shampoo products. This is the vegan aquarizing shampoo. This is really for if you want smoothening and softening, because let's say if you fight frizz, like every time I use this, it's like so clean, it's so soft, it's so manageable. So they formulated with this with something called the Aqua Seal, which is designed to seal your cuticle to make it so shiny. And because when our hair looks dull and frizzy and not shiny, it's when the cuticles are all lifted like this. But when you can seal it and moisturize it and nourish it, that's when it becomes shiny because it reflects light, right? So to build the hair, it's got ceramide NP, which we know is great for the skin as well, but it's also got biotin, which helps with hair growth and inflammation. And it's also got phytoprotein. This year and even last year, we talked to like many hair experts, and really protein and keratin is what you want to look for if you want to build healthy hair. So apart from this just being the most softening and like silky, like clean hair, it smells the best. I would say this smells even better than this if it was possible. This smells like perfume. Bro, I don't know how to describe. It is just so good. It smells very unique, expensive, elegant, it's fresh. It's kind of like Aesop, but not so like intense.
Yes.
You know how Aesop's a bit much sometimes? Like, yeah, it's like overly woody or overly like herbally. This is like a sweeter, more subdued version. And I want to just roll around in my hair all day. Like literally, I'll just sniff my hair, yeah.
And the best thing is that it smells expensive, but it's actually inexpensive in the grand scheme of things, right? Like compared to a lot of other like more luxury shampoos out there.
Yeah. Like Orbe, that is when I'm like, I'm scared to use my shampoo.
I cannot waste an ounce.
Okay, so last one. This is my new one because I ran out. It actually comes with a nozzle. This is the one I've been using for about 2 years now. This is the Alive Lab O2 Scalp Water Shampoo. So first discovered this on YesStyle. I was very intrigued by the packaging and the fact that it was like a toner. For those of you who don't know what a scalp scaler is, I think it's very a Korean term, but it really just means it's able to dissolve all the grime and the buildup from your scalp. And this one, Ro, it sounds like skincare because it is basically skincare ingredients. It's got oxygenated Jeju water, Centella asiatica, glycerin, so all of the hydrating and nourishing ingredients for your scalp. But guys, this shampoo is if you have irritated scalp, if you have redness, if you have itchiness that comes from over processing, because I gave this to a friend and she bleached her hair, and you know when you dye your hair, you bleach your hair, your scalp is very irritated. So this one completely like moisturized and reset her scalp, and she's like, oh my God, I don't know what this was, but it was insane, and now my scalp and hair is so healthy. And I was like, I know. If you have sensitive scalp, inflamed scalp, redness, itchiness, then this one is something you want to look for as well, because it's also fragrance free.
We love options. We love options.
It's like skincare. You go into the shower and you feel different every time, so you need something different every time.
That's it. Not that's it.
Shampoo.
That's it for shampoo. All right.
Hair mask time.
Hair mask time. So Fel first discovered this, and when she raved about it, I was like, ooh, I have this. I've had this, but I haven't cracked it open. This is the Final Premium Touch Hair Mask. We are at the very, very end, which I'm pretty surprised because this is a pretty big tub. Again, going back to my hair goals in the beginning of this year, if I can defrizz, which the shampoo helps with, if I can help shine, which this one helps with. Well, actually this does both. It like helps defrizz, helps shine, it helps really like coat your hair, as Fel was talking about, like the keratin proteiny treatment. This has been absolutely game-changing in terms of, even if I just wash my hair with shampoo, use this and blow dry it, it's already so much smoother and so much less frizzy. But of course, I think if you are using any type of heat products on your hair, it's still good to use some sort of serums or oils, which we'll talk about later.
Honestly, everything Rose said is the feeling of when you, I'm gonna call it an upgrade. When you upgrade from using a conditioner to a hair mask, that step is otherworldly for your hair. And I don't know if you still use a conditioner, but I don't use conditioners anymore. It's solely hair mask. And the thing is, I think maybe some people may be confused because they're like, oh, the hair mask direction says use it once to twice a week. But actually, it doesn't matter. What a hair mask is that it's just a thicker conditioner. So depending on your hair needs, you can use that every day. But yeah, like avoid the scalp because that thing is going to clog your pores and we don't need flatness.
Nope.
Going off of Ro, this year has been the year, like truly been the year of shampoo and hair mask. So I tried the Fino, loved that. I tried then the Gold Tsubaki. I then tried the Tsubaki Premium Repair. I then tried the Innovo. Okay, I just want you to know, there are many products that I haven't featured in here that are just okay, but we don't mention those, right? Like these are truly the best of the best the year. Like from the Fino and this one, I think for me, my top reigning champion is this gold one. You have to try this. Like I didn't think the Fino could smell any better until I smelled this one. But that's a personal preference.
Yes.
It's a personal preference. Oh my God, I open it again. Like look
She's
at this.
very self-aware.
I open it again. Yes, feel like, oh my God, falling in love with it all over again. Like you look forward to conditioning your hair. It makes me so happy to stand in the shower. The difference between the Fino and this one, there are whole Reddit forums on this topic because they are so similar on the outset of like what it does. Everything that Rose said, this does as well. So I think it really boils down to personal preference, but what I found was the biggest difference was that this one was just slightly more moisturizing, slightly more like coating of my hair in a way that made it smoother. And this is also because my hair is way more damaged than Rose. So keep that in mind. My hair is very porous. It is very damaged. It's been bleached, dyed, permed, it's gone under the ringer, right?
My hair is basically virgin hair.
Yeah. So that is like a huge starting point for you guys to also ask yourself like, what is your hair type and you know, what do you need? Now, for those of you who have even more damaged hair, this is the one you need to look for. It's the Innovo Deep Damage Treatment EX. So this one is actually the same brand as this Dr. For hair. Yes.
Wow.
It's just like a completely different packaging because you can even see here, it's by Dr. for Hair. This is like the TLC deep treatment that you can use 1 to twice a week. This is truly the once a week treatment because she is nourishing. And like I would test both sides of my hair, one with just a normal mask. We're not even talking about conditioners at this point. So like one with a normal mask and one with this deep treatment. This one feels so slick. It is so soft. It is probably the thickest one of all. So because of that, I would just recommend you wash your back afterwards. Like take the hair to the front and like wash the back because you'll feel that film.
Oh, that's great advice.
Yeah, and I don't get that with this one. So it doesn't clog the back pores, but with this one, because it's
or
so
clip your
nourishing,
hair up so it doesn't sit on your back.
But even when you wash it off, it like adheres back. Yeah, so even when you got to do a separate back wash.
It's sticking onto the hairs of your back.
Yeah,
That's how
it's like
powerful it
nourishing.
is.
There's 2 different scents. I got the one in Tender Bloom. I also have the one in the other one. Both of them are fantastic. I don't know how to describe it. It's like floral, it's sweet, it's not overpowering. Get on that if
They
you
have
super
a
dry
whole
hair.
line of product too, from like serum to oil to everything. I have some. I haven't used it yet, but
Oh, I also wanted to say this would be really great for especially medium, coarse, thick, curly, you know, that side of hair. Yay!
we stepped into the shower, now we're stepping out of the shower. So the very first thing that we both do, and it's something that we didn't plan to talk about, but I was like, this is actually really important, is using a microfiber towel for your hair to really gently but effectively squeeze out the hair. The longer I wear it, the more my hair dries rather than like a normal towel. Microfiber towel is amazing. And the first product and the only product that I go in with that I know is also one of Fel's picks from this year is the Mise en Scene Perfect Serum. And because my hair is on the thicker, like slightly thicker, a bit more coarse and unruly side, I'm using the Super Rich Serum. And it's just like it's in this darker packaging. You'll see Fel's, it's more of like a lighter orange amber color. Absolutely delightful. A little goes a really long way. I think 1 to 2 pumps max is all you really need. Pump it into my palms, warm it up a little, and again, just work it through the bottom of my roots. And then the leftovers, I'll use that for like the top, but then I'll never start from the top because again, I don't want it to kind of weigh down the top of my hair. I really want it to coat the bottom and make it as, you know, smooth and not frizzy as possible. I think the shampoo in my routine, it's more changeable, but with the hair mask and with this hair serum, it's truly turned my hair into, I still remember what it was like before. It's more like, hey, it's like more on the drier side. It wasn't pleasant when you touched it, but now, this is all you need. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, I could just very lightly touch up my hair with a curling iron, and then like that's it. Never happened in my life until this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you find the right products, guys, when you find the right products.
Exactly.
So the first product I put on after the shower, after like drying it, is this. This was my discovery and maybe one of my best hair discoveries from Japan. It's the Orbis Essence in Hair Milk. It is the most unassuming. You would think this is like some random product, but oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much it worked until I didn't use it. And then I was like, wait, how did my hair revert back to this like ogre looking Hagrid situation? I can do 3 to 4 pumps. So essentially like 2 pumps on each side. And then I just run it through the entire lengths. At the beginning, I was a little bit confused if it was doing anything, but when I stopped using it, I realized my hair was not as soft. So in the formula, it contains something called CMC, which stands for Cell Membrane Complex, and it's a type of amino acid that helps the hair repair by preventing hydration and the components of inside your hair to evaporate. It's non-fragranced. It's this like milky consistency.
It looks like
It's not in the
skincare.
list. It does. Like everything that I'm talking about is just like a striving for the same look, right? Like you want to tame the frizz to make it look smooth. You want it manageable. You don't want it frizzy when you style it. You want it to be soft and it gives you all of that. And my tip for these serums is actually use more than you think you need. It's supposed to saturate your entire hair strand. It detangles, it also works as a heat protectant, and it's also like highly rated in Japan as well. It's also very affordable, so I've been loving that one. And then my hair oil, apart from the mise en scene, the original version, that one smells like a dream, excellent, but is also L'Adore. L'Adore, I don't know, is the osmanthus perfumed hair oil. It doesn't look like I've used much because you only need a teeny tiny bit. It's thicker than the mise en scene, so if you have more like medium hair, if you have super dull hair, and it looks like a little serum dispenser.
Wow.
I like using this just on the ends. You know when like you style it and it's still kind of like crispy, crepey? I just use it on the ends. I like avoid all of this. This is the ends oil, and it does better than any oil I've tried at taming those crispy flyaways. And on top of that, you know when you haven't washed your hair for day 2, day 3, and it becomes really raggedy? I'll just use this one in the same way, and it automatically makes it look like normal again. And it smells really good, so I also feel better about myself. It smells so good as well. This is like osmanthus flower. But yeah, doesn't weigh it down, and the curls.
Your
are still
hair
there, so
instantly looks like you just did your hair again, actually. Just by putting on the oils. Yeah.
Dude,
it instantly transformed.
It makes like a curl that looks like this become like
yeah, or it's like, I think maybe they're all like stuck together and just by, I don't know, like it just, it looks so good. And for me, the very last thing, this is on maybe day 1.5, day 2 hair. If it's getting oily, which it does get really oily really quickly for me now, dry shampoo has been my best friend, especially this Acton Acre one that Fel and I have loved for years now. Formulated with rice and tapioca powder to really gently but effectively suck up all the oil and all the dirt. And the way that I use this is, let's say if I need to spray it in my hair, I'll first like spray it in my hair, I'll work it in, I'll let it sit for a bit, and then I'll flip my hair upside down and like shake it out. This really does an amazing job. Even the way that, you know, the nozzle comes in, you can just shake it and then work it into your hair. It is beautiful, and it brings life to day 2 hair. Sometimes like even when like your bangs, you can even like work it into your bangs, and then I'll like spray it all along the hairline. It instantly makes it look like you just got a blowout.
Yeah.
So
it adds that like volume and like windswept. I haven't got a dry shampoo, like water dry shampoo for so long, because if I am in a pinch, and my go-to now is the Innisfree No Sebum powder.
Oh yes.
I think it actually works better than any dry shampoo. I forgot I didn't wash my hair for 4 days at one point.
Great hack.
Yeah, that is hair.
Woo!
Oh, one thing I do want to say is like, even though we talk about these products, it has solved a lot of issues, but nothing solves issues more than just a good routine, because I realized I make my own issues, and it's just really because I wasn't cleansing enough. So we have a whole video with Helen where we myth bust all the hair loss tips, white hair tips, like everything that you need to know, because there's a lot of false information out there. So watch this video if you're looking for more hair content, and we'll see you next year. And maybe it will be Rose year of hair loss.
I'm excited. Looking forward to it.
Said no one ever.
Looking
for
forward
hair
to
loss.
challenges for us to solve
New
together.
challenges. We'll see you on the flip side. Bye.